How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over my experience starting on the Ranger and some things that I learned along the way. Um, First things first, she pretty much performed how I expected her to. The early pathing that I chose turned out to be not as useful as I thought. I expected to be getting a lot of freezes out of it, but with the starting skills that you are allowed to get early on with your skill gems, it ended up making it to where I wasn't able to actually get a freeze skill like I thought I was going to be able to get. I figured ice shot would be low level, but turns out you don't get ice shot until pretty far into the game. So first thing starting off, I did end up picking lightning arrow at the very beginning, but I very quickly transitioned off of lightning arrow into poison burst arrow, which was performing much better. But yeah, so Poison Burst Arrow was performing much better pretty much right from the get-go. And then Stormcaller Arrow ended up being a much stronger skill than what I expected it to be. So you can't actually see here on the gem when you actually look at it on the tree, because you can't actually see the second portion of it. You just see the arrow damage on it, which looks like it's really low. But then when you look at the bolt damage on Stormcaller Arrow, it is what is this, 5-6 times higher than what you are getting on the arrow itself. So because of that, it has meant that this ended up actually carrying pretty hard. Because of the using this with multiple projectiles is what I was doing here. I've moved this right now to scatter shots on my explosive grenade right now, but early on I was using this with scatter shot for clear, just because you get this down and then you would get 3 lightning things on everything in order to explode them. Other than that, I have been using poison burst arrow. Poison burst arrow with the extra. I wasn't expecting something to start attacking me out of nowhere. So poison burst arrow with martial tempo and comorbidity has been really strong. I've really been enjoying that. Just the extra attack speed on martial tempo, the extra attack damage from poison burst arrow that it already has as well. If you look at the attack speed for lightning arrow, it's only 90% of base, and you get 100% base attack speed on poison burst arrow. So that's been really strong. Honestly, the base auto attack is a very strong early on as well. I didn't really expect it to be because of PoE, but because of the fact that a lot of the skills have lower attack speed than what they have baseline, just base auto attack ends up actually doing really well because of the fact that there's a limit to the poison cap in here, right? So you're getting a couple poisons off, and then that's doing its thing, right? Freezing salvo, also very nice skill to pick up as soon as you can. This does require you to aim it. They don't just auto aim. So you do actually have to choose where you're going to freezing salvo. I'm curious if if you're playing with a controller, if this just auto aims and basically never misses. I'm gonna have to test controller gameplay here at some point. I have been using WASD. It has felt fine. It did take a little bit of time to get used to exactly where to aim to ensure you don't miss because of the isomorphic basically display, I guess, or the isomorphic setup. But I mean, I'd played V Rising before, so like using WASD movement is what you use in that, and it felt fine. So I was used to moving around with WASD in isometric form. Something I will have to test now that I get a higher level is the plan to basically test the frenzy charge kind of setups, but you don't really start doing that until you start to get rain of arrows and like the actual frenzy charge skills, which is going to be around level 31. Crossbow stuff has been okay. Explosive grenade, flash grenade has been something I've leaned on a bit on certain bosses, but I was able to get a better bow like pretty early. I got this +1 projectile bow around level 10 or 11, and I had a different solid bow pretty early on, so I was using that. I did end up finding like a decent quiver as well, and the rest of my gear is just kind of whatever. Nothing special, but yeah, in regards to the tree itself, what has changed from the first video. Oh yeah, escape shot, especially strong as well. Very, very good skill because you get a lot of freeze buildup out of it, and this is the one thing that saves you all the time, even when you get fully surrounded by monsters. So this will jump over things here. So when you get fully surrounded, you can use this, and it will basically fully remove you out of being fully surrounded. The other one I do need to actually try here very soon is actually going to be this electrocuting arrow. It does basically a very similar thing, except it sends you forward instead of backwards. So I need to try this. The damage itself, I don't know if it's really going to do anything because of the fact that I don't actually do other lightning damage, so I'm not going to be able to take advantage of the other aspect of it yet. But it might be something that I end up trying here with lightning arrow afterwards. So I'm going to have to give that a test. In regards to the crossbow stuff or the tree, I did end up taking the points out of going up here to Step Like Mist. These 10 points to kind of get up here. This node ended up being not as useful as I expected it to be. And then same with the 5% of damage as extra cold damage and the freeze buildup. I just wasn't getting enough freezes with it. So I ended up getting rid of those. Clean Shot has been nice. Vile Wounds has been really nice for early damage just because you do end up with a little bit of, just by having a little bit of like lightning damage to attacks and things like that, you do get just enough of a build up on things to ensure you're getting this extra damage, this extra elemental damage, as well as Stormcaller Arrow is carrying a lot, as well as Freezing Salvo, right? And then we just started pathing over here towards the cooldown recovery rate, basically ready to fully transition into grenades, but when you're starting on Ranger, it's a little bit further away, right? You want to pick up these other things first, and then you kind of have to spend these points in order to path over here. Yeah, so things have been good though, pretty smooth. Most bosses, everything dying within like 1 or 2 pulls. There wasn't anything that really gave me too many problems, and for the most part, just the kiting with Poison Burst Arrow and Stormcaller Arrow have worked out. I did end up taking Point Blank first, just because a lot of the times what you're using, it's going to be the best with the grenades, and a lot of the times I am just letting things get within point blank range. I've been fairly tanky, or I guess my evasion's held up fairly well, so I don't typically have any issues. Yeah, so things have actually been quite smooth. I did get to play around with a melee character a little bit as well, and had a decent time with it, so yeah. Other than that, I'll just leave you guys with some boss kill footage here. You can stop the video here if you don't want to get any spoilers on any bossing, but I will put some footage here showing kind of what I did for a few of the bosses through Act 1. And other than that, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and other than that, see you in the next one.
No escape! Insolence! Your soul is mine! How dare you this? Wilt and rot! Conquer! Bow before me! To me, Draven! Patience! With storm rot! Now, you are mine. Forever! Official Draven, I need you! The light of the fourth moon. Insolence! Now, you are mine. Forever! To me, Draven. Wilt and rot. Right, Raven, I need you. Until death.
I'm gonna go do the Ogden thing after that if I fuck him up again.
Ranger, you have been sentenced to death.
Right will take you, bastard! Not yet. Suffer!
realizing he's I gotta quit dodging early. He's like snapping to me. Ay-ya-ya. Alright. Let me make sure I get a read on him and don't early dodge.
I've all gone mad! Don't do this. Stop. Just wait. Surely we can...
Danger. You have been sentenced to death.
Grateful fake, you bastard!
That execution will be your last.
Again.
Storm call!
Oh. Should swap this for comorbidity right now. I need double poison on him. I like how it says it's 90 FPS, but it like feels like it's just like not.
No noose this time. I'll remove your head myself.
Many have tried.
First one's iron. Run, little rabbit. Easy prey. Easy prey. Run, little rabbit.
God damn it! I gotta make sure I'm like way out of range of that if I'm gonna do that.
Go unpunished. First one's iron. You'll pay with your life. No escape. Desolation. I smell your blood. And I am ravenous. Requiem on high.
I feel stupid getting hit by that every time, dude.
Your pulse quickens. us empowered. Our Exile endured, but soon all were devoured. In unending war, death waited at the door. Then hour by hour, men fell as summer sour. I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Chilling frost, requiem on high. I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Desolate. You are hunted. Fang,
No.
tooth, and claw. Tortured under the moon.
No.
The pack suffered but endured. And howled now in tune. No tales were told.
Not like this, guys. Not like this.